Don't die. I still need my good girl pats.
You want pats?
On the head. I want head pats.
You want head pats?
Yes. Good girl head pats. You wanna know how it's different than regular head pats?
How?
You say good girl as you pat me.
Ready. And 1,
Give
2,
me
3.
Head pats.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good girl. Welcome back to Side by Side Plays. I'm Shikuquaza.
I'm waifu, and I have a picture.
Of excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. Apparently, that wasn't the only thing, though. Kristen? It's almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there, you were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, your arms weak, knees spaghetti, and you're grinding your teeth on Mom's spaghetti. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies and my grammar. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Oh man, I'm glad that someone did it. One of the protagonists was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I don't want to do this anymore." Every other protagonist was like, "I'm gonna be a lawyer. Or sign up for this shit." This one's like, no, I hate this." Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your Phantom Lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain. Is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Listen, kid, it's Ace Attorney. No one's ever gonna listen to you until they literally have the evidence shoved under their face, and even then, you're not even guaranteed that.
And then you have to spoon feed it.
You gotta spoon feed it to him. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Go meow.
Oh, here comes the airplane.
And everyone is a giant baby, so you know.
Including the judge.
Especially the judge.
Especially the judge.
I might not be overly confident.
Oh my god.
Not the duck. Just your phone. I like the duck. I'm in trouble. My powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Yes, I can see that. So about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. Gun. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up, I didn't have the time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over with me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking guy, the detective, he apprehended the suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. I don't know your voice yet. Well done, both of you. Ah, it's I. old man. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you had this plan from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. What? Our modern country is still in its what? Our modern country is still in its infancy? Our justice system even more so? Like, yeah, I guess modern Japan? But, like, you wouldn't... Whatever.
The modernization of the country is still in its infancy.
It's not like they would acknowledge that, though. It's one of those things where, unless it's, like, super, like, fast, you don't really recognize the evolution of technology until it's already passed, usually. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Dick. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. That's exactly what I was trying to get at in, like, the first or second episode or whatever. Because I was like, Kazuma wouldn't even want to go overseas if, you know, if we failed. What? You got something to show me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you'd appreciate it.
I do appreciate it. What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma. Well then. It looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. I gotta think, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yeah. I did. He was my boyfriend. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. It was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before.
My husband just needed to get a green card.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. Let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinarily lengths to hide. Yes, I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Arigato-san. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Hi. Good luck, Kazuma-san. Sama. Lord Kazuma. Defendant Naruto! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once!
They're so fat!
Yeah.
Look at those manatees.
Squish. Let's get in there and deal a decisive blow. With our swords! No, that's illegal. What? Thank you. Really? Shut up. Well, if you hadn't said you believe me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. Something. I skipped it. That's the kind of true friend he is.
So this isn't just my battle anymore.
Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thanks yous for after the trial.
Sorry, I showed my husband a thing that said, imagine spending 40 hours perfecting your photorealistic frog drawing only to get crushed by this thing. And its first place is just like something a kindergarten drew. But the winners were decided by likes. Stop!
You are trying real hard not to giggle, aren't you?
No, I'm trying so hard not to kick you in the face.
Kinky. You can treat me as one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Haha, Western style portions, please. You're peeking out. Supreme Court of... yeah. I love Kazuma's headband so much. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruto. Prosecutor Aoichi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry? Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Though you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation...
Founders?
Flounders.
Flounders?
I think it's supposed to be flounders.
Flounders? But that doesn't even make sense either because... whatever. Why would it flounder? Japan is a... yeah, I've seen those. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing. Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert, just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Please have big titties.
What?
Oh, just a big hat.
No, it's a big tit. You see on her hat?
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussion take place without tea. Is that true? No idea.
So, ahem. Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hasunaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival.
Yes, we know about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true?
No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yeah, I think I did, didn't I? Your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please?
Oh no, she's speaking English. I can't understand her.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in UMA University's medical faculty.
Oh my, what a rare treat to hear her...
What?
What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
This is an interesting way to do that. And to dub this over. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. Haha, you'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? It's such a weird language. I hate hearing it every day. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. English is like the worst language I've ever heard. The court thanks the beautiful lady for Sigmund Freud! The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? She says, yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? That is just a dick. Do you see that? The final character of the first sentence. She just said the word, the symbol dick. It's just an eggplant emoji. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university. So she had to leave immediately. Just like me! Goodbye!
Oh, are you getting laundry?
Getting laundry, yeah.